Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
We dedicate our show to the judges. May they find us worthy of their holy boon. Once upon a time, and not so long ago, evil descended upon the world, slaughtering the deities and rending the realms asunder, until finally a few valiant heroes rose to save the day. The villain was slain, the monster was destroyed, and the apocalypse was prevented. But the story did not end there, and while the world seemed to settle, it did not grow still. 91 years after the collapse, as most cultures refer to it, the human nations are scattered. A few kingdoms still cling to their sovereignty, but many have been absorbed into a new elven empire. The slain gods were all but forgotten, and new entities have risen to take their places in the pantheon. Entities of many different origins and many different agendas. Those who do not look too closely at what they are given call this an era of peace. But evil still grows in the shadows of the world, and the shadows stretch far between the flickering candlelights of civilization. The rules of life and death are more unforgiving than they ever were. Death is now permanent. Those who fall in battle cannot be revived to fight another day. Without such assurances, few take a risk unless the gold is good. Adventurer has become a fancy word for mercenary. Altruism is dead. This is no longer a world of heroes. At least, that's what most believe. Our story begins with 4 strangers brought together by nothing more than happenstance, and nothing less than fate. We open on the town of Narrowalk, nestled on the border between the nation of Mazra and the Huang barony. The town of Narrowalk is small, and it's settled between 2 lakes, the Glimmerlock and Armitage Lake. It's a modest little village, but has a history of being something a bit greater and still holds to that in some respect. This is most evident in the center of town, the trading post, the bar/community center/inn, the largest building in town by a wide margin. It is the central point of civilization for the town. This is where our story begins. Inside this large octagonal building, there is a open-air tavern with multiple levels and a stage in the center. On this stage, we see a halfling, dressed in studded leather armor, playing a lute and completing the end of a long and important ballad.
This is about what happened. This is about the story of the Velvet Lake. The end.
He is met with a round of applause, and then a hand juts up from a portly, red-headed individual. Yeah, but, there was a lot of inconsistencies in that story.
Yeah, I know. Okay, look, it took me 3 years to write that one, all right?
But
it doesn't all connect.
I don't know where anyone was. It was really ambiguous.
Yeah, I felt I was focusing on the characters, the driving of the story.
Look, it was awfully convenient how the reinforcements kept leaving. And then a man stands up in a black cloak and sort of huffs. Well, at least he did not mock your accent in front of everyone in the tavern. And storms out.
Listen, I'm doing my best. I can't reincorporate all of the accents exactly. Sometimes they turn into different accents. It was harder than I thought it would be, to be quite honest.
But at this point, your time on the stage has ended, and another performer comes up, and you are ushered off back into the audience.
All right. And Phineus sits down at the table and looks at Quatra. So, like, what did you think? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'd like to know why there weren't more female characters.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fair. That's decent feedback.
A tiny child comes up to you and goes, I really like the story about the tiefling. She was really cool. And then, like, runs away.
Okay, all right.
I disagree with that child.
I feel like those are two very different points of feedback back to back.
Can we get a physical description of these characters?
So Phineus is a halfling. He's a little tall for a regular halfling. He's about 4 feet tall. He's got a long blonde hair that's pulled back into like a ponytail. He's got blue eyes. He's dressed in pretty simple clothes, like a raggedy white open shirt, almost pirate-esque. He's got light tan pants and leather boots, and he's got some studded armor on him. He's carrying his lute. You can see that it's decently worn. It hasn't been around for too long, but he takes care of the strings pretty well. And also the hilt of the lute, the top where he's fiddling with the knobs, that seems to be well taken care of. But the body of it looks like it's seen better days. But, yeah, this is Phineus.
And his companion at the table.
Quatra is a tall elf with long blonde hair, silver eyes, about 6'3". He's tanned, freckled, looks like he's been out under the sun a lot in his life. He is wearing flowing green robes with beautiful silk trim on the sleeves and by the hems, sitting very upright.
Very rigid.
Very rigid, erect, if you will.
Why are you always sitting like that? You sat like that throughout the entire show, and to be honest, it threw me off a few times when I was looking at you.
It's just good posture.
I mean, is it comfortable?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab a drink from the bar. Do you want anything?
I don't drink, and I don't think you should
I know.
either.
I mean, I'm gonna get some water from the bar. Did you want any water?
Oh. Why, yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, great. And Phineas runs up to the bar. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 of your hardest drinks. Clear. I think it's Vasily is the stuff. It looks just clear as day, right?
It's called the Veselai.
Ah, right.
I'm kidding. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
This is the owner of the trading post. His name is Omar. He's a halfling as well.
Just put some lemon on the top. I think we'll be good to go.
He pours it out for you and says, no, this is on the bill of your patron.
Yeah, on the patron, of course.
It's really important that you got a patron because this sort of business plan is unsustainable without one.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I mean,
you can keep performing until your voice gets sore, but unless someone's paying you to do it, you're leaving money on the table.
That's true. I mean, I probably did it the wrong way for a little while now, but now I got a patron. So
here you go. Here's a drink. You can celebrate.
Awesome. And I take both drinks back to the table. This is going to be mine, and he just starts quickly chugging it and slides the other one across the table to you.
Quatra will smell the water. This water smells rotten.
It's,
Is the well poisoned in this town?
I mean, look, I don't know how many other towns you've been in Narrowalk. We do pretty well here. The lime, that's why they put them in there. It helps, kind of accent the water. But it's good. It's good for you.
Well, I will trust you blindly.
Yeah, of course.
And I take a sip. My God, it's amazing, this water.
Oh, man, this is... Have you ever had water like this before?
Well, it makes the pain go away, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does.
Blocks away a lot of memories that I don't want to think about.
Wow. You're getting deep into this water immediately.
Quatra, I'd like you to make a Constitution saving
Oh, no.
throw.
Okay.
DC 12.
Oh, I did well. It's 19.
Okay. You are able to hold your wits about you as well as you would like.
Okay. My wits are held.
I think I might have done something terrible here.
Uh-oh, there's some bad memories cropping up. Take another sip.
I'll take that back from you if you don't need it.
At this point, you see another group stepping onto the stage. It's a barbershop quartet. There's a half-elf, a half-orc, a halfling, and a dwarf. And they begin by taking a small piece of chalk. This is the same thing that most performers do, and writing out a little glyph on the stage. And they dedicate the performance to the judges. Phineas would be very familiar with this. Quatra, go and make a religion check.
Oh. 16.
16. You're familiar with this. This is a sort of superstition, sort of not unlike the Scottish play thing that people do in theaters where they don't want to say the name of the show. It's very old legend that performers dedicate their show to the judges, this sort of nameless, faceless gods that no one knows much about. And the greatest performances ever are granted a wish. I mean, it's almost just become a tradition, like the ghost light in a theater. Something that's just become what we do just in case. I don't know if Phineus partakes. Does he dedicate his performances to the judges? Or
He does it out of, like, this is the thing that you do, but he half-asses it.
Okay, fair enough. And usually they are dedicated on behalf of the patron. So when Phineus would do it, Quatra, as his patron, at least as far as the performance goes, would be rewarded as well.
So I'm doing a half-ass dedication under his name.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And you see, actually, as this barbershop quartet is giving their is performing their rite, they call out their patron, who is a man named Perrin de Rey Esquire, who is a young man in very, very fine clothes. It's Perrin, Perrin, de Rey, Rey, Esquire. As the performance begins, the door opens and two more figures enter. Well, let's get physical descriptions of the characters who enter, Hillary and Amanda.
Althea is a fire genasi. She's rather tall compared to your average human. Her skin, which she tries to cover up as much as she possibly can, is sort of a deep red-orange color. She wears leather armor and has a long bow that she carries on her back with a quiver. And she wears a hood up. So if somebody didn't notice the streaks of fiery gold and orange shimmering in her hair, one might think that she's a tiefling because the skin color is so similar. But she tries to cover up as much as she can. But
So there's actually like gold in
there's
your
like
hair.
gold in the hair. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's like very shimmery, and it's sort of like you can't necessarily determine the color because it's always like a flickering flame.
And who is the figure who enters behind her?
So tailing, following, not much unlike a puppy dog, is this a little bit on the shorter side, like a little stockier eladrin elf, amber colored, like everything, like her hair, her clothes, it's all different shades. She's got two long braids tailing down the back, kind of like close to like her like thighs, just very, very long with two braids. She's got flowers braided into the hair. She's got like a little bit of like a skirt with like leggings afterwards, like for free movement. Her sleeves just kind of trail down, and she's hugging pretty close to her companion.
Does she have another distinguishing characteristic that people might notice?
Yes. She tries her best to hide it, but on her left arm, she's got like a scar that trails from her forefinger all the way up her shoulder. It looks like ivy with the thorns and the leaves.
Wrapping around her
Around her arm, correct.
And the two of you enter the bar, and you take in the scene as the performance is going on.
Yes, Althea looks very exhausted.
You're also kicking a little bit of snow off your feet, actually. At this point, the weather has begun to turn a little bit colder than even it was on your road.
Oh yeah, Althea's real not happy. Real not happy.
Not a person who's a fan of the winter?
She's a fire genasi? So no.
So it's like a vacation, sort of.
Yeah, her companion's definitely very excited about the snow, kind of stomping around.
Is she like tromping on the
most
the
definitely.
floor?
Most
How
definitely.
does Ivy react to the room that she's in?
So takes her a second to realize because she's pretty engrossed in this snow. The second she sees the ground turn to wood, her eyes draw up, her jaw drops, and she immediately ducks behind Althea. Even more so than she already had.
Phineus and Quatra, probably you would both notice.
Oh yeah, well when the door opens during the performance and two people come through, one with like basically fire-colored skin and amber-colored skin, like Phineus like looks back and like nudges Quatra. Hey, do you see this?
No, I feel like I'm going blind.
Oh my god. I'm gonna get you something from the bar if you just want to wait here.
This water is making me blind.
Yes, I'm taking all of it away. Let me just handle the rest of this for you. I'll be right back. Are you okay?
Fill this gourd with that water.
Yes. And Phineus gets up and kind of slides against the wall and kind of smoothly slides right up to the edge of the bar, close to where you two are, because I assume you haven't walked up to the bar yet, Althea?
She would be making her way to the bar.
So I slide up and basically just gulp the rest of the water that was in that cup. And
The
just
water, quote unquote?
Yeah, the water, quote unquote. And lean over to Omar. Omar, I need like your strongest water plus
What?
coffee powder. Do you have any more of that coffee powder?
Strongest water, please.
Oh, you mean something to sober someone up?
Yes. Throw some eggs in there. Throw some hot sauce in there if you could. put a lime. I'll just say it's the same thing. He's not going to believe it's the same thing. It's better. I'm talking to myself. Thanks so much, Omar. And, hey, nice to meet you. Phineus Longshadow. Phineus Longshadow. How are you? How are you doing?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Althea.
Is she okay?
Althea looks at you and then turns to Omar and goes, "Fire whiskey neat, please."
I'll take one of those as well. By the way, my patrons got this one.
Okay. He shrugs and just pours it out for you guys. Now that you have a patron on your tab, he really doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't care. It's going somewhere.
Yeah.
So I don't think I got your name.
I don't know you.
Okay, well, perfect opportunity. Phineus Longshadow. I really enjoy music. I'm a fan of...
Althea, why are there so many of them? Why, how, why... What?
I think she's right. I think we should find a quiet place to talk. Happy to pop into one of these next levels up here. I think there's like a booth.
Why are you speaking to me, small person?
I'm just trying to meet somebody new to the tavern. I assume you're new here?
She looks like up and down at herself and like knows there's no... And she goes, "Yeah, we're new in town."
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. I'm just going to take this real quick.
Town.
Lots
just,
of
just how I remember
like,
it is.
Lots of places like this.
Okay. I just kind of slide a little lower.
Is she okay?
I don't know.
Well, what do you mean you don't know? Is she your friend?
I guess so.
At this point, your conversation is interrupted by a round of applause at the performance. Ivy, you've never heard this sound before.
No, I'm not feeling it. I am not feeling this at all. What is... I think what I do is I try to duck behind the bar area.
Okay.
I'm looking for shelter.
I
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Cool.
Wait, as she does that, I want to try and like grab onto her arm and be like, no, we don't do that.
That's a 4.
So she grabs onto your arm and stops you from moving beyond that point.
I'm doing that little thing they do in cartoons where I'm trying to keep running, but like I'm being held back, and it's like, you know, like the little...
Your feet are sort of dragging away from your body, and
we that doesn't belong to us. That we don't do that.
Yeah, but did you hear the noise?
It's called music, and people like it.
No,
At this point, another song begins. You hear these 4 voices harmonizing from the stage.
It's coming. It's coming for us. It's all coming for us. It's happening.
What's happening?
Whoa. Do you need to step outside for a moment?
Oh my god, yes. And then she immediately leaves the bar.
Oh, is she gone? Oh my god, I have to go. I have to go now.
And then she comes back and she's like, "Althea, aren't we going? He said we can go outside."
You can go outside.
Yep. You're not going outside.
Ivy, it's cold. And I would like to drink my whiskey. And then she just downs it in one go and puts it on the bar and goes, "I need double that, please."
Wow, that was a lot. That was really fast. Hey, you know what? There's a quiet nook in the top corner on the second floor. I can grab it for you if you just want to sit maybe for a minute. What's your name?
What is a nook?
Oh, it's like a small space where you can kind of be in a quieter place than you are right now. Is that okay?
That sounds excellent. Althea, will you come?
Fine.
Yes, the quiet knock, please.
Sure. Okay. Let me just and I go over to Omar. Omar, you know the private booth on the second floor? We can just reserve that if that's okay.
I'm going to need payment up front for that.
Yeah. How much is it for the booth?
That's going to be 2 gold.
2 gold?
I leave 2 gold on the counter and walk away.
All right, well, you should probably direct her because she's going the wrong direction.
Yeah. And Phineas grabs Althea and...
why are you touching me?
I was just trying to... You were going the wrong way. I didn't mean to... My apologies. It's this direction, and Phineas points.
Okay, I go that direction.
I follow closely afterwards.
Excuse me, real quick. What is your name? I don't think I've had the opportunity to properly introduce myself. My name first, Phineus Longshadow. Nice to meet
Phineus
you.
Longshadow.
Yes.
I'm all the way pretty much at the booth, and I go, Ivy, sit.
Oh, your name's Ivy.
That's not my name.
Ivy, it's great to meet you, Phineus. So right this way.
What?
And leads upstairs to the little booth. I'll be right back. Do you need anything, Ivy? Maybe like a water? Do you like water?
Yes, I know what water is. I would like water, please.
Okay. All right. And Phineas, like, kind of wide-eyed, just by your reaction to pretty much everything the last few minutes, just scurries back downstairs, runs up to the table with Quatra. Not runs, quietly, stealthily, sneaks up while the performance is going on, bumps into a few chairs. Quatra, you got to come upstairs real quick. It is real interesting. Some of the people I bumped into. Did you see the two that came in the front?
Where's my gourd, bitch?
One of the... What?
Oh my god, I want that on a t-shirt.
Merch now available in the Partial Arc store.
Soon, my gourd bitch. Yeah, I'll get your... Oh, God. You know what? I left it at the bar. I ordered it.
Okay.
Let me... Look, I'll grab it, but you got to come with me. You got to...
What are we doing?
Well, I think, you're new to town, right?
Very new.
And one of these individuals, her name is Ivy. She looks very new to town. I think it would be great, for people who are out of town to exchange, get to know each other, exchange stories, and
That
look,
sounds
it'll be
fine
funny.
to me.
It's really, honestly, I just want to see what's going on here. So,
Okay.
can you come with me?
Absolutely. I could use travel companions.
Oh, okay.
Have we made it to the Nook?
Yeah, you have.
Okay. Althea, what is this place?
It's a tavern.
A tavern. Can we escape?
You're free to leave whenever you like.
I don't know. I mean, have you heard those noises?
Again,
It sounds like... Did you hear that?
yeah, it's people are happy and they make that noise when they're happy. When they like something.
Hello, treasured beings.
Ah!
It's lovely to make your acquaintance. My name is Quatra.
Quatra.
Yes. May I sit? Okay, I'm going to do it anyway.
Sure.
And right behind him comes Phineas dropping like a gourd filled with a different drink, but it still has a lime on top of it, floating on the top of the water.
Well, wait. A gourd is like a...
Like a
it's
canteen.
Like a canteen.
Yeah.
So there's a lime stuck in the mouth of it?
Stuck in the mouth.
Like a
Alright,
cork.
I'll just use my thumb to pop it in.
Oh, I thought you meant like a gourd, like
Yeah,
an
I was-
actual.
I actually
like,
also
that's what
thought
I
you
was
meant like a
picturing,
giant,
yeah.
like the
Like a-
the hollowed out gourd.
well, so gourds, like in martial arts movies, they're the little...
Yes. Oh, I know what you mean.
mushroom
When
canteen.
you talked about the cab, I know,
Oh.
but I
Yeah,
thought like just a hollowed out.
Just a
actual
hollowed out
gourd.
squash.
Take
Yeah, I
my
mean-
gourd.
Honestly, Ivy drinks out of an actual gourd.
Yeah, of
so.
course. It makes sense to you.
So there
Did
you
you pull
go.
it out to put your water in it?
Oh yeah. Let me get your water, Ivy. I'm so sorry. And Phineas runs back down to grab it.
Althea, I know what water is.
Another fire whiskey, please.
All right, fine.
My friend tells me that you require travel companions, and you wish to have my services as well?
He accosted us.
Oh my goodness, no. Well, I will punch him until he throws up.
No, don't. I just.
Have
It
you,
has been a long day.
have you ever punched a man until he threw up?
Yes.
Oh,
Are we traveling? We're traveling, right?
We're,
I know what traveling
I
is.
hope so.
All right. Here is your water. Here is a fire whiskey. How's everybody feeling?
Can I do a nature check on the water, please?
Go for it.
What did you do to these people?
I didn't do anything.
That's a 17.
It's water. I did bring actual water.
It is water. Actually, one thing that you noticed as you were entering, I'll just give this to you as part of your nature check on the town as you were walking in. You noticed there's 2 lakes on either side. One of them was salt water, the other was fresh water.
Oh, okay.
And that one was like impossibly blue and starting to freeze over.
And that was the salt. The salt water was
The
impossible.
fresh water is the one that's
Fresh
freezing
water
over.
was impossible. Okay, cool.
At this point, it is, the sun has gone down. Outside, it's getting very cold.
we came into the tavern. You came up and started talking to us for no reason, and then the elf said
Quatra.
that Quatra said that we needed companions, and I am very confused.
Well, you guys look like you were new to town, and as a performer here in the tavern, I felt it was my duty to make sure you guys were taken care of, introduce you to my fine patron here, Quatra.
So you're a jester.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
No. I play music.
At this point,
tell stories.
a hand claps onto Phineas's shoulder. It's the same red-haired man who mocked him a little bit after his performance. Yeah, he's a bit of a jester, this one. Didn't put up the most enticing performance. At this point, he reeks of alcohol.
Yeah,
as he's stammering at you. But you all look like very capable people. If you all are looking for a job opportunity, you come and find me. Archibald Fairfellow. I'm a individual who knows how to make people money. Find me and I'll help you out with it. I'll be up in this booth over here. You just come by. I'll be right over there. Just come by. It's right there. Just come by.
Thank you, Mr. Fairfellow.
Yeah, Judge Fairfellow, actually. Anyway, I'm gonna get over here. And he wanders away.
I heard Hairfellow.
What is a job?
I hold up a coin. I said, do you see this?
That's a really odd-looking rock.
Yeah, it's important. And if you want to get more of them, you do a job.
Why? It just looks like a rock.
Yeah, but it's a special shiny rock.
Can I have one, please?
No. And I put it back.
What is your name's new friends?
I sort of look around and then shake my head like, who the fuck am I looking for? And I go, Althea.
Anytime anyone asks Ivy her name, she just blinks slowly and confused.
I don't know.
Her name is Ivy.
And that's not my name.
It's not? Oh, well, what's your name?
I don't believe I have one of those.
I'm
Fair
sorry,
en-
what?
Fair enough. I was given my name as well.
Who gave it to you? Work.
My master.
Your master? What do you mean your master?
At the Velosian Temple.
I'm sorry.
Once I passed the 118 rooms, I was given my name.
Wait. I thought you were born in a you were born in a temple?
I wasn't born there.
And they named you Quatra?
Sorry. I didn't choose it.
I do have a question.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I wasn't exactly listening to what you were saying. I apologize for that. I did ask you a question, but then I was also thinking about, like, if you were given a name, why did you call me Ivy?
The thing on your arm.
I put my arm behind my back. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, well, it was that thing on your arm. It looks like a tattoo
You
of
have
some
a
sort.
tattoo on your arm.
Yeah, everybody can see it.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
Yeah.
The one you keep putting behind your back. It's
Th-
hard to
that
see if you put
arm.
it back there.
Yeah.
No, I don't have an arm.
Very interesting.
Wow.
Well, I wanted to remind all of us that coin isn't the only reward for a job well done.
The pride and satisfaction.
Wrong. The experience, the power you gain from learning.
Oh my god.
At this point, you see the door downstairs bang open, and an individual enters the bar. They look like a knight in armor. The armor is white. They're not wearing any sort of tabard or garment to indicate what fealty they pledge or anything like that. And you can't see their face. Their helmet is down. The visor is down. And the only thing that they're holding is a sword. They don't have a scabbard. They don't have any other accoutrement other than their armor and their weapon. And the weapon is out.
What kind of weapon? What kind of sword?
Longsword.
Any distinguishing features outside of
It is the same color as the armor, all white.
all white? History check.
Sure. Go ahead and call it an investigation, actually.
Okay. 13.
13. As this individual steps into the tavern, you see that there are these footprints being left, but they're not the same as the ones that you left. They're not just these puddles of snow. They're these little footprints made of ice, like the ground is frosting beneath his feet. And he's stalking towards the stairs.
Althea sort of sighs like, phew.
Well, what's going on?
Nothing.
You okay? You need another drink or something?
Yes, another fire, but not. Why do you keep giving me small ones?
These are the regular size glasses.
No, I need. And she points to like a pint of beer.
That's so much of that stuff. Are you serious?
Yeah, just that.
Okay. Well, I'll head down and I guess I'll get another one of those in that size.
Thank you.
You're cool with this, right, Quatra? You got the coin for this as my patron?
What is this?
You've coins. Coins? Gold coins?
Yes, I do have gold.
I'll need a couple of those just to grab her the drink.
Why not your gold?
Well, you're my patron, so, you know, being my patron, you cover my beverages and friends of the performers. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I say, don't worry, I got it, and I gave you 2 rocks.
Oh.
All right.
Yes, try the rocks.
I push her hand back and I go, no, that's not the same.
But it's rocks.
But it's not the same. It has to look like this rock. And I pull out a gold. It has to look like that. And then I put it back in my pocket.
There's nothing wrong with my rocks.
We're
And I put
going-
them in my pocket.
We're going to have to re-examine this patron relationship, but in the time being, how much gold do you need?
Just probably 2 gold pieces.
All right. And I pull 2 gold out and hand it to him.
All right.
Phineas, as you turn around, you almost walk right into the knight as he's marched up the stairs and walking past you.
Excuse me.
He says nothing and just moves as if he doesn't see you.
And just walks
Which
right past
direction
me.
is he headed towards?
He's heading in the same direction that Archibald walked.
Okay.
What the hell? And I'm going to do a quick check on this guy.
Do I get a bad feeling from this
Make an
person?
insight roll.
Okay.
Ooh, insight.
Yeah, everyone can make an insight roll.
19.
That's an unnatural 20.
8.
Just a 6 for me.
The elves see that this is an individual who is on the hunt. This is someone with murderous intention. And the rest of you don't actually need to roll that much higher, because as soon as this individual reaches Archibald Fairfellow, you hear the voice come from inside saying, "Archibald Fairfellow, you have sinned against the barony," and raises the sword to plunge into Archibald's chest.
Whoa!
Welcome to Friday Night Quests! I'm Mike Christensen, I'm your host, and I'm also your Dungeon Master, which is not a thing I've done that much on the show before, so this is exciting and new and scary and weird. Welcome to the first episode of the new campaign. We are so tremendously excited for the story that we are telling together. A couple of announcements to get out of the way in this first episode. First of all, we are going to talk about the fact that this is on Monday. It's a Monday show now. Why before it was Friday, now it's a Monday. It's also, by the way, every other week. I know we used to be a weekly show, but I also didn't used to be the Dungeon Master. I was just editing it, and now it's more things, and that's hard to do with all of them together. So now it's every other week, and that's just the way it's got to be. But hey, you get it 4 days early, or 3 days late. I don't know. We haven't really decided how that works out from Friday to Monday. Let's say 4 days early. I like that better. We have some new cast members. For those who haven't listened to the old campaign, that doesn't mean as much to you, but I'm just going to list all the cast members and how cool they all are, because they all are cool. Jay Jones plays Phineus Longshadow, and he was the Dungeon Master for the first campaign for 3.5 years, and he told an amazing and beautiful and hilarious and wonderful story, so no pressure and everything's fine, I bet. I'm really excited for you all to hear him as a player. Phineus is a tremendously interesting character to me, and I'm really excited for you to see some of what's in store in the next couple of episodes and also down the road when we record more of them than what we've recorded so far, but there's some really fun stuff ahead for Phineus, and I'm really excited. Jeremy Fox is back, and he's playing Quatra, the High Elf. And Quatra is a lot of fun. I really like how different he is from Horace, the character he played in the Velvet League story. And you're going to see a lot more of that in the next few episodes. He's really going to start to unveil himself as a totally new creature with a different sense of morality and still some of the Jeremy Fox hilarity, because that we can't take away. We tried. It was a surgical process, and he's just too hilarious. We have to remove it every once in a while, and it just regrows. This joke is bad, but I'm going to leave it in. Our new cast members are Hilary Levi. Hilary is playing Althea, the fire genasi. She was a guest a couple of times in Campaign 1, and when we knew we wanted to bring some new people on and have a third and fourth chair as consistent regular characters, she was right at the top of our list. She's a terrific role player, and we're really jazzed to have her as part of the team. And the final player is a new voice to everyone who's been listening to the podcast, Amanda Joy Condon. I've been playing D&D with Amanda for 3 or 4 years now, and she's a really tremendously inventive and earnest role player, and she has such an interesting approach to this character, and I'm really excited to see how she bounces off the other players and the rest of the world, because as you might note, she has some interesting philosophies and sort of perspective on everything that's going on. So I'm really excited about that. If you are enjoying the show, which we hope you are, would love if you would leave us a rating and review on iTunes. Even if you don't use iTunes to get your podcasts, the reviews that are on iTunes populate to other podcatching sites, and it really does help people find the show, especially those reviews that are also 5-star ratings. Those are really nice. Those really help guide people in. So if you can actually leave a rating and review, we're going to start calling some of them out. If you use the word storyteller in your review between now and, let's say, the beginning of December, I will give a shout out on the show. If you use it in the most creative and inventive way, I'll give a bonus shout out. I haven't yet decided what that means, but now it's on a podcast and I have to figure it out. I am going to be in Japan when the next episode releases, so we will discuss iTunes and stuff more going forward. But hey, if you're a listener and you live in Japan, hit me up on Twitter and let me know if we can say hi or something, because that'd be cool. That's everything right now. There's a lot of other cool news going on. But, in the next episode, in episode 2, I'll tell you about the Patreon we have coming up. But I'm not going to tell you about that yet. For now, I'm just going to get you right back to the action, because they're about to fight a knight. It's super cool and scary and stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you later. Everyone roll for initiative.
21.
First initiative roll.
Okay, I rolled a 12 for initiative.
All right.
19.
I got a 9.
Well, somehow, Phineas, you still beat the knight, thanks to his -2, because he is not very fast.
Nice.
First to act is Althea. As you see this blade about to stab towards Archibald, what would you like to do, if anything?
Oh, shit. I want to ready my light crossbow in case someone hits Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So your crossbow is out, but you're waiting for someone to get close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Quatra, what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my name.
Who am I?
New campaign.
Well, I don't think this is normally how law goes, at least where I'm from. There isn't execution on site. So I will stand and try to grab the hand of the knight to try to stay his blade.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. 4.
Okay, he got a 19. So as you grab onto his arm, the reason why it doesn't work is that the moment you touch him, your hands almost burn with the cold. His armor is icy cold. And actually, now that you're up close to it, it's not icy cold. He has armor made of ice.
Oh.
And as you take your hands away, there's actually steam coming off of his armor, right where you touched it. And you can actually see a little bit of condensation forming where your body heat met it. Ivy, it's your turn.
I put my hands out as just like a reflex, and I cast Create Bonfire in the space, right underneath him.
All right.
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw or take damage.
What's the DC? DC is 12. That is a 9 minus 2, so he fails.
Cool. He's going to take 1d8 fire damage.
Go ahead and roll.
5 fire damage. So everything that isn't being worn or carried ignites in that 5-foot radius.
Awesome. Nice. Fire in a bar never was a bad thing.
I mean, Ivy doesn't know what this place is.
That's true. She doesn't know what alcohol is.
Oh, God.
This flame erupts beneath the knight's feet, and you see the wood blacken immediately beneath it. And you actually see he takes more than 5 damage. He takes 10 damage as bits of his body begin to crumple off. And you see that he is not wearing armor made of ice. He is made of ice.
Oh, shit.
And water is beginning to run off of his body. Phineas, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Where is his target? Is it still beneath him?
Yeah, sitting right in front of him. He hasn't had a chance to
And
react.
he's kind of freaking out. Is he sitting in a booth or is he in a chair?
He's sitting on the end of a booth.
End of a booth?
It's a place where you can kind of flag people down if he wants to.
So Phineas quickly sees that. First off, probably wouldn't have attacked a knight if he didn't know what his denomination was. He could be a local knight, and you don't want to start a fight with a king or something. But seeing that it's an ice creature, he's probably sure that there's something going on here. So he runs up and instead dives at the man, to like tackle him to the ground. I'm going to do something else with my action, but I want to see if at first I can like knock him off the edge of it. Like kind of like tackling to him, rolling him to the ground.
Go ahead and make an athletics or acrobatics check. DC 12. If you fail, you'll still do it, but he'll get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay, so I'll do acrobatics then. That is a 17. So I flip through the air and hit him and roll to the ground. And with my action, I use disguise self and make myself look just like him. So I hit him and connect and roll to the ground, and now there's 2 of them lying on the ground looking up at this knight.
Is it an intelligence check to discern if something's an illusion? 'Cause I
Good
think that's how we'll
question.
reconcile this. I feel like it's usually investigation, so
It probably is.
So let's have him make an intelligence check against
My
your...
DC is a 13.
Yeah. He got a 17.
Darn it.
So he can tell which one was which on his turn, and he is going to, because you are both prone, he's going to get advantage on his attacks against Archibald. And he makes 2 attacks on his turn. Okay, so that is a 16 to hit. So on his first turn, he does 6 damage and plunges the sword into Archibald's chest.
Jeez.
Archibald is not quite dead yet, but he's very, very badly hurt. The knight makes another attack. Well, that's not very good. That's also not very good. Oh, no, 11 will hit, because Archibald is not wearing any armor at all. So the second attack goes into Archibald's neck, and he perishes on the floor. That brings us to the top of the round to Althea.
Burning hands.
Okay. It's a dex save for half damage. Oh, good luck, buddy. Okay. Well, dex is very bad, so he got an 11. So, he fails the save and takes full damage, and then he takes double that damage, so this is... I mean, go ahead and roll, I guess. Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's 24.
Yeah, 24 total.
Oh, wow.
So what happens is you cast the fire towards him. Again, this actually, you see the glass on Archibald's table shatter and the table catches fire, but that's a small fire in comparison to the scorching ground beneath him. The curtain catches fire as well, but this is a manageable flame and perhaps worth the cost of the success, because this creature of ice begins to melt. Its legs just dissolve beneath it and it collapses to its arms and knees. It looks up and it says, 4 more have sinned against the barony. And it falls to the floor and collapses into a pile of snow and water.
Ivy dispels her bonfire and runs up to Archibald. And she puts her hand on his face and casts Cure Wounds.
Okay. You spend the spell slot. It has no effect. He has unfortunately passed away.
Althea looks at her hands and like tries to like pull her armor to like cover them up a little bit and like puts them in her pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And then like walks back to the booth to sit down.
Okay, at this point, people are running up the stairs
As you
towards
go to sit back at the booth, like I'm like grabbing some stuff and like trying to dump some things on like the fire that's still raging on the table. I assume.
Yeah.
I take the rest of your gourd that I got you and just dump it all over the.
Was that not alcohol?
No, there wasn't alcohol.
Oh.
It was water and hot sauce and eggs.
Oh,
and
God.
It was just a get you better drink.
Okay.
Ivy's just crying over his body.
Okay.
Althea gets up and goes over to Ivy and like kneels down next to her and just puts her arm on her shoulder.
He didn't even do anything.
We don't know that.
What was that about, Phineas?
I don't know. You just saw what happened. I went to walk down the stairs. Some ice knight walked up and just stabbed that guy.
Are you from here?
I'm not from here, but I've been here for like a couple weeks.
What is the barony?
You can make a history check about that.
Oh, good. Nice -1. Natural 20.
Nice. Yes, this is the barony of, it's the Huang barony. And it is a sort of independent region. It's not tied to Mazra. It's not tied to the nation of Talim, which is sort of the prominent nation of the region. It's an independent entity. You know that their sigil is a blue flag with an orange fox on it. And it occurs to you that there is a flame in the center of town that burns blue and orange, like a signal fire in the center of town.
They might have a post out here that we could speak to. I mean, Narrowwalk is right between the two provinces.
And-
Provinces, is that the correct term?
Sure, it's close enough.
Of Mazra and
The two
Huang.
countries. It's between the countries.
countries,
Narrowwalk is in between. Yes, in between the country and the barony. I'm going to hand you each a map of Narrowwalk, which has some identifying characteristics. I'm also going to hand you each a map of the world.
Oh, thank you.
Edited based on what you would know about.
Ooh. All that fog of war.
So, Ivy, there's only one word on yours. There's only one town name, Narrowwalk.
Nice. Yours, wait, let me see what your map looks like. Is it just nothing?
There is nothing on it.
Nice.
Lots of
Nice
landmarks.
one.
Narrowwalk is in the top left, right where the Mazra sort of bottlenecks.
Oh, no.
Oh God, I love this character.
At this point, you see Omar run up with a jug of water and use it to help you put out the fire, Phineas. And then he shouts down, like, "Send for the gravedigger's boy. We gotta let Ulysses know."
I hunger for vengeance.
What do you mean?
I'm not quite sure, but I don't want to see an innocent man not be avenged.
Shouldn't we wait?
Wait for what?
Yeah, wait for what?
It won't. He can't be here.
They're going to come and get
Yeah,
him.
a grave digger's going to come and put him in a hole, and they're going to cover up that hole.
Oh, my God. Don't be so...
But shouldn't.
Just be gentle.
It's an earth hole. There's a lot of grass and bugs around him at the end of it.
But he's by himself. We can't just leave him here.
His spirit is gone.
We're not leaving him here. Other people are going to get him.
But they don't know him.
We don't know
But
him.
we don't know him either.
They actually know him better than we do.
Yeah, they might. Might even be a relative in there. You
Yep.
never know.
Mm-hmm.
His spirit is gone. See, look, and I kick the
Oh,
body.
my God.
Oh, God, no.
Quatra, no.
It's gone completely.
But he's.
See, and I drop kick it. His
Wait,
spirit's completely gone.
Context
Quatra,
question.
Quatra, please. So,
You could say a prayer if you wish.
Monk, do the
Well,
prayer.
Okay, I don't normally handle death ceremonies.
I am very interested to see how this goes.
Close your eyes. Phineas, see, your eyes are still open.
Yeah, okay, I'm closing right now.
Ivy closes.
To be fair, you haven't
Archibald's
closed yours yet.
eyes.
I was waiting to watch you close yours first, and then I was going to close mine.
well, I'm the one doing the ceremony, so I must keep my eyes open.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Ivy closes Archibald's eyes.
Thank you, Ivy.
They pop back open because that doesn't work. It's not how it works.
She just kind of holds her hand over his eyes.
This is good.
Death is a part of life, an important one, maybe the most. We should thank it for taking this one. But in the meantime, we'll also avenge it. That's end of ceremony. Thank you.
Thanks, Quatra. That was... Well, that was an interesting prayer,
Death
Quatra.
is just a thing. It's fine. The spirit is the more important thing, and it's gone.
Okay, well, I think I feel a lot better after that prayer, don't you, Ivy?
Okay.
I put my hand on Ivy's shoulder and I go, "Are you ready?"
This is how it's done here?
At this point, you
Yes.
see the doors
Sometimes.
swing open downstairs, and two figures enter. One of them, a young boy, probably 15 or so, trailing behind a man clad in armor. He's got a beard with no mustache, an eye patch, and a ponytail, and armor.
Both human?
Both human. Comes upstairs, and the armored individual walks up and looks at the body. All right, what the fuck happened here?
A man made of ice killed him.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, and then he melted right over there. See where that pile of, well, alcohol plus water plus also dead frozen night is, that's where it was.
Ew, dead frozen night.
I assume you're the law?
I am. Ulysses Pentecost.
Ulysses Pentecost.
Ulysses, nice to meet you. Phineus Longshadow, how you doing? Extends his hand.
Pleasure. Shakes it. Looks down at the body. So none of you had anything to do with this?
No.
I mean, they had something to do with making him not a knight anymore and more frozen water knight, but the murder, definitely not.
I'm gonna need you guys to roll a persuasion check.
Wait. Althea knows what it's like to be a cop.
Yes, she does.
So maybe she...
Did you just say that out loud?
Not to you guys.
Althea said it out loud about herself in the third person.
Listen, Althea knows what it's like to be a cop. And,
Oh, that's the narration.
and
It's now a noir.
and then the knight
I
is
knew
like,
how to be a cop.
I also
knew how
rolled
to
a
talk
natural
to this
20.
guy.
Okay.
Wow.
Althea goes up to the sheriff and she puts up her just a little bit more, but she's like, you know what we seem to have had here is your regular smash and grab type situation, and fuck, I don't know fucking cop stuff.
You're
Why does she
rolling.
keep saying? Why does she keep
the,
saying cop
the
stuff?
term is murder.
You're
murder.
rolling.
But this is a typical murder, unwarranted, and something about a barony.
Quatra, why is she putting her hands on her hips like that?
Go ahead and roll your
I think
persuasion
that's
check.
her authority bonus.
13.
13. Quatra, what was your
Oh,
total?
I had 6. That was crap.
14.
14. And natural 20 for Ivy. What do you say?
I stand up from his body and I go to Ulysses and I say, I'm so sorry. The man of ice came. I didn't make it in time, but I did try.
He
And I put my head down.
The
Oh,
deepest
no.
of sadness in her
So
eyes.
sad.
he absolutely, he's a little suspicious until that moment, and then he looks you over and says, well, we appreciate your efforts to assist the village, and thank you. Your lodging tonight, if any of you need it, will be paid for by the city.
Well, thank you. That'd be great.
In the meantime, we need to figure out why this happened.
We'll cooperate any way we can with the investigation.
Speak with me in the morning. Come by my office. I'd like to...
I prefer noon.
That's fine.
He'll pencil us in.
I
Noon-
take breakfast at 10:30, so
I didn't need to know that. It's less relevant information to me.
generally toast.
Wait, do we know what rank Ulysses is?
In this town, sheriff is the closest
Sheriff?
analog. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sheriff. We will report to you at 1200 tomorrow.
What's a sheriff, Quatra? Have you ever heard that before in your travels?
Of
Phineas, you
course.
would know that the sheriff is a... Well, here's the thing. It's not a common term on the continent you're from. It's a local thing. It doesn't happen in
Gotcha.
the region that you would come from.
Okay.
You've heard it in stories.
Fair enough.
Like the story of little fucker the hood who robbed from the rich and gave to the poor things.
Yeah, I do remember that story. It's so amazing how that you just forget names like that, like Little Fucker. It's such a forgetful name.
Lil
but-
Fucker the Hood. T-shirt and hoodie now available in the Partial Arc store.
All right. You're no longer in charge of our merchandise.
I think she should be exclusively in charge of
I
merchandise.
agree.
We'll roll for it later.
We'll hear more stories about him as the adventure
Yeah,
goes on.
I really want to know what happened. How did it end up for him? Ulysses, I'm a little concerned. The night before he passed, he did say some things about the barony, the Huang barony. Do you know of them?
We are still in the territory of the Huang barony. We're right on the border.
Right. Do you know of any kind of issues that they've had lately with anybody in the town? It seemed that this was a vendetta.
Well, he was a judge.
He was a judge.
He was a judge.
He was a judge.
What's a judge?
Anyway,
If you do something bad,
do I need to be here for this?
You know, like when two squirrels are fighting over an acorn and you decide which one gets it?
Oh, yes.
I feel like I don't need to be here for this.
how does the monk know this?
I can tell.
How many squirrel fables did they have at your monastery?
I mean, I read a lot.
You're standing in a crime
that was
scene.
all
Could
there
you
was
please
to
move?
do.
Ulysses, but in all seriousness, is there happen to be within this town, being between the two provinces, is there like an embassy for the barony here?
No, we get our reports from Messenger, and we have
There's a man named Messenger.
no individual messengers
I
that
see.
come and go.
Any strange couriers or messengers that would have related to this?
Let me think on this. We will speak in the morning.
Noon.
We'll speak at noon. I may need to get you more info.
That whole time, Ivy was nodding her head like she knew exactly what they were talking about. Like, yes, messengers, couriers,
Yeah.
The off chance that I don't get a solid 7 of sleep, I may be at 1 p.m.
We'll
Right,
be
well,
there
it's-
at 1200.
We'll be there at 12, yeah.
It's about 10 p.m. now, so
Yeah,
if you
so
want
I'm
to
going to
go
have to get to Betty's pretty soon now.
Betty's.
So they called it back.
Don't
in the
don't elves only
Yeah, but-
need 4 hours of like meditation?
We don't even sleep, really, but we do meditate.
You need solid 7 of meditation.
And also, I've always been jealous of sleepers, so I lay down and pretend I'm sleeping for 7 hours.
Are you sure he's not a vampire?
I do it in a coffin.
And then I also kick my little paws.
Oh my God, it
and
would be
pretend
really-
I'm chasing rabbits.
Yes, I want to drink your water.
It would be really funny if there were a vampire monk. That would be great.
Well, let's not reveal my secrets.
All right, so I
then.
think then I feel like I've had enough adventure for one day. I'm probably gonna hit the sack. I'll see all of you guys
He
in the
means
morning.
go to sleep.
He
Yeah.
doesn't mean punch a man in the genitals.
What's a genital?
You know,
Well, there's more than one, generally.
Oh, God.
You're standing in a crime scene. May you please?
Let's talk about this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Omar is able to fit you each with rooms for the night, paid for by the village.
Individual rooms.
Ivy immediately goes to Althea's room.
God damn it.
You have 4 keys, and
I go, do you see this? And I hold up a key.
Oh, that is money.
It is like money in the fact that it can offer things that you wouldn't normally have. And then I walk out and I go, Ivy, follow me, please. And then we walk over to the door next to mine.
Okay.
And I go, see, this is your room unlocked with this key.
I do not follow.
Do you see that bed over there? This area is where you sleep.
Phineas is just sitting in the hallway, like tuning his guitar, pretending like he's doing something else, but he's just trying to observe this scenario.
Okay, I step inside the room and look around. I'm like, okay, yeah, come in. We can hang out here.
Cool. Give me 1 second. I run out and I go into my room and I lock the door.
I run after her and I'm like, Althea?
And I say, "Hey, Ivy, do you hear my voice?
I'm looking at the ceiling. Yes.
Yes. Okay. You won't see me for about the next 8 hours, and that's going to happen every time the sun goes down.
You know what? I think I'm okay with that. And I go and I sit down next to Phineas.
Oh, hi. I was probably going to go to bed as well. So I'm just going to go in here and also close the door and go to sleep, and you won't see me for 8 hours.
You two are so fucking lucky
What?
that you get to sleep.
Wait, what do you mean?
God.
Oh,
Alright.
right, because you don't sleep.
It must be nice.
Ivy and Quatra are going to be up all night together.
I mean, you get really groggy, though. If you get really bad sleep, you never have to deal with that.
No, it's just meditation for me, thanks. It's fine. I've focused and everything's okay.
Oh.
I can find my center.
Have you ever you've never fallen asleep before, ever?
No, it's not what an elf does.
Okay, I'm going to describe something. You tell me if it's meditation or if it's sleep. Your eyelids become really heavy, and you close them, and then you forget about everything, and then you open them up, and time has passed, like a lot of time, and you feel sluggish to move, and then suddenly you feel like you have more energy. Is that meditating for you?
That only happened in the warrior's dais at the temple when I was knocked unconscious.
Yeah, I felt that once. It's because I drank this water that I was told not to drink. It was a little bit green, but I felt better after a few days.
Wow. Well, you two have a lot to discuss, and I am going to let you do that. And Phineas goes to the room and closes the door and locks
Would
it.
you like to play a game of coins?
Yes, and I take out my key.
Please cut away immediately after that.
we cut away.
Take out my key.
Let's just play the game of coins. I never want to know what it is.
No.
Don't ever reveal to me what it is.
I ship them now.
The thing is that Jeremy and I have previously talked about the game of coins.
Yeah, I have it.
What is the game of coins?
We cut away. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, we cut
Yeah,
away.
sorry, Hillary.
We'll slowly reveal the mechanics of the game of coins.
In the next morning, what time does everyone wake up?
Break of dawn.
Break of dawn?
Yes.
I quote unquote wake up 4 hours after we speak, and I just sit leaning against Althea's door until she leaves her room.
Althea, when you wake up, you hear the sound of some strings tuning. Just a couple, and then that's it.
And 10:30 is when...
10:30, I stretch. I'm done pretending I was sleeping.
First thing is when you wake up
Break
at
it
dawn.
down. Break it down.
Yes. Althea has a routine every morning. She gets up, She puts on her clothing, her, armor, all that kind of stuff, and goes downstairs to have breakfast.
Yeah, it's about, actually, because it's winter, it's about 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. or 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
So it's not that early still, but yeah, break of dawn. You open the door and there's Ivy sitting against your door.
I keep walking.
Good morning, Althea. Okay, so here's everything that happened since I last saw you.
I keep walking, like going down
I did
the
meditate.
stairs.
Afterwards, I sat here for 4 hours.
Is she are you following me?
I am 100% following
Okay,
you.
all right. I just keep going. I go downstairs to the bar as she's talking to me.
There was this weird mouse
I
on the
say-
ground. I believe he was dead, but then he moved
just motion
3 hours
for
later.
the innkeeper for just
Yeah.
food.
You were given food. I'd like you to make a perception check, both of you, as you go down for breakfast.
16.
23.
You both notice there was a very well-dressed man at the bar the other night.
Human.
And he seems to be in the same clothes he was the night before. Althea, someone like this would ordinarily only do that if he was leaving from a night of debauchery or doing the walk of shame or something. He doesn't seem to have done that. He doesn't seem to have slept. And he's talking very animatedly and upset with a grizzled-looking man in his, let's say, early 70s, late 60s, who reeks of the sea. This is a strange pairing, one you would not have thought to see.
Oh. Hey, Ivy.
Yes.
Do you want to make new friends?
Yes.
Good. Those two men over there want to be your new friend. You should go ask them what they do.
I immediately walk over to the pair.
Okay.
Hello, yes. My friend Althea told me that you two are willing to be my new friends. Hello. She calls me Ivy, but I do not believe that is my name. Who are you?
This well-dressed man stands up, turns back to the grizzled-looking man, and says, "Think about what I said, John. Really think about it." And the old man stands up and says, "I've thought about what you've said many a time. I don't pay this any mind. Welcome, friend. I'm afraid I'm already late for my time at sea, but nice to meet you, Ivy."
But we are friends.
Certainly. Of
Excellent.
course.
I will make a note of that. I am trying to make new friends.
Well, if you ever have need of me, my name is Captain Torvald, and my ship's the Old New Reliable.
Excellent. Thank you so much. One question. What is a ship?
It's a vessel we take out. Well, I'm a fisherman, so I take mine out to fish.
I do know what fish is. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, terrific. And he turns back to the well-dressed man. Perrin, try to get some sleep. You don't look well. And he walks out of the bar.
How do you spell his last name? Captain Torvald?
Torvand.
And I look at the other man. Oh, it is your turn now. We are...
You were the one who defeated that creature last night, right? Or one of them, the monstrous...
The
knight?
Iceman. Yes. We could not save...
I would actually like to enlist your services. You can actually help me with something. I would like you to bring all of your friends to my room at, let's say, 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
And bring your friends to me, and be packed to travel.
Packed... Travel! I know what that is. What was your name?
Perrin. Well, Perrin de Rey, Esquire. Just meet me in my room. It's the penthouse, which is very easy to find, of course. And just the four of you, ready for work.
Excellent. Excellent. What is a penthouse?
It's the nicest room. We cut away. But he gives you instructions.
Got it.
You understand enough of them to relay them to your allies. Phineas, what time do you come downstairs?
I'm still asleep.
Okay.
Or my door is still locked.
Your door's still locked. What do the two of you do in the morning prior to Quatra waking up? 10 or 10:30?
I'm eating, and then assuming you're relaying this information to me.
Oh, yes, like verbatim.
Yeah. But okay, 1900. Did he give you any information as to what he wanted?
Yes, he told me that he would like to travel with us.
With us?
Yes, he said bring my friends, and we are to travel to his penthouse.
Okay. I look at Omar and I ask him, Omar, who's this Perrin Duray that lives in the penthouse?
Perrin is a bit of a local noble around here. He's originally from Port Page, past Masra. But he's out here mostly... Well, he keeps some sort of business. He's wealthy and invests a lot in the performers. I don't know if he's just a fan of the arts, looking to squirrel away his money, or he's awfully young for that, but...
Is he well liked in town?
Well enough. He's generous, but keeps to himself, which is everyone's favorite kind of person.
Okay. Ivy, can you go, wake up Phineas?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Okay, so I go upstairs to Phineas's room. Is there a crack under the door?
Yes.
How big?
Oh my god.
Yeah, large enough for... It's probably about an inch.
Okay. I turn into, let's say, a caterpillar,
Okay.
and I just kind of wiggle underneath that crack, and then I pop back into my eladrin form, and I walk up, and I stand directly over Phineas's bed, look over him, and I say, "Hello, yes, Phineas, it is now the morning time. Althea has requested that we do go downstairs. I would appreciate it if you did awaken."
Phineas has fallen. You see, because like he's fallen asleep with all his clothes on above the sheets, his back against the wall with the loot like in his hands and his head down. What? Oh my god! How did you get in my room?
You
Good
turn
morning.
it, you see the key is still in the lock where
How
you
did you
left
get
it.
in my room?
Good morning, yes, Phineas. It is time to go downstairs now.
All right. Oh my god.
You look very odd when you sleep. Your mouth, like, there's, like...
Yeah, I don't. I sleep with my mouth open. It's a.
No, there was things coming out of your mouth.
What? What do you mean things were coming out of my mouth?
Like, wet.
And he gets up and goes to like to the mirror and like starts pulling down on his lip and like checking on the inside of his teeth and stuff like that.
You
like,
just see a little bit of drool on your chin.
what was it? Was it bugs? Was it And you see like Phineas is actually like very nervous. Like did it glow or what was
No,
it?
it's still there on your chin.
What? And he looks back and he sees the drool. And he was like, you see, like at the time, like he was fiddling with his fingers, like his index finger was like playing with his thumb a little bit, and he kind of calms. Oh, yeah. I drool sometimes. Sorry about that. So you were gonna say something? You said it's the morning.
Yes, it is morning time, and Althea requested we do go downstairs.
Oh, okay. Can you give me a few minutes just to kind of put a fresh shirt on and
Yeah, of course. And Ivy does not move.
yeah. I'm.
Yes.
Could you leave the room for a minute or so?
I don't understand. Althea told me to bring you downstairs.
Well, I would like to change my shirt.
Okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about. You stay right here, and I'll be right back. And Phineas just walks out and like turns to go to the restroom.
Okay.
Brings one of his shirts with him.
Yep.
Changes, comes back. All right, so want to go downstairs?
Yes, Althea did request that.
Lead the way.
Let's go. And she starts walking downstairs.
I'm assuming you guys fill Phineas in on the other conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I make a passive aggressive comment about him not waking up with the sun.
Well, I sleep in. You know, I really enjoy my sleep.
I just stare blankly, sort of like I'm disappointed in you. Like look like
What?
Ivy matches the look as best she can.
I play at night. Why do I need to wake up early?
At this point, with all the goings on and such, it's probably about 10 a.m. at this point with all the breakfast you've had. They're going up and down the stairs.
Where's Quatra?
3 trebuchets. My goodness, I've never played somebody that plays coins so well.
I had an excellent time last evening.
I learned so much from her last night. 3 trebuchets.
What?
I've never seen someone use the
what's-
3 trebuchet strategy.
What is 3 trebuchets?
Fascinating.
I would not have been able to with such an excellent teacher.
Fascinating. I have found a new master.
And I still have my coin, holding up my key.
What happened?
We played coins.
Okay.
what is coins?
Yeah.
At this point, you hear a scream from outside.
Hold on, we're still talking about coins.
I immediately put my
Oh, someone will
hand.
get that.
I immediately put my hand on the hilt of my short sword and run outside.
I'll
Okay.
follow.
I follow.
You all run out into the snow. You see the town before you. In the center, right in the town square outside of you, you see the large bonfire, actually in a bowl, this brass bowl, this 20-foot wide signal fire that always burns day and night, burning in the colors of blue and orange. Not far away around the corner, you hear some people screaming and running. They are running in your direction as if they're running away from something.
I stand not in front of, but I try to get the attention of one of the townspeople, and I ask them, "What is going on? What are you running
A
from?"
murder! The knights! And they run by.
But we took care of that last night. He is gone.
They've already run.
And actually, as you see rounding the corner, you see the knight walking through the snow again.
The ice
Ice
knight.
The ice knight. His
Jinx, show me a coat.
blade is covered in blood, and you see steam beginning to billow off of it. The sword itself seems to be shrinking a little bit with the warm blood, but the blood is also cooling, so it's fading very quickly.
Oh, man. I thought you guys killed that thing yesterday.
I definitely did.
Where do you think that blood came from?
I'll charge toward it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say Ivy was like, as soon as she said like, where did the blood come from, she was walking closer.
All right, everyone roll for initiative. Thanks for listening to Friday Night Quests. Your heroes will return in 2 weeks. Ivy is played by Amanda Joy Condon. You can follow her on Twitter and Tumblr at Amanda Joy. That's spelled Joy. Althea is played by Hilary Levi, who is on Twitter at Hilary Levi. Phineus is played by Jay Jones, who can be found on Twitter at JAwesomeJones and on the podcasts Roll the Seas and Wrath and Glory. Quatra is played by Jeremy Fox, who can be found on Twitter at JLeeFox. Special thanks to Khyle Fryer for composing our theme song. You can follow him on SoundCloud for other totally radical music. This episode also included music by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. You can find the track listing and credits in the show notes. This episode also included ambient sound from tabletopaudio.com. Photos and character art can be found on the show notes on partialart.com. And while you're there, you should check out some of our other podcasts. I recommend Wrath and Story, a hilarious RPG show set in the Warhammer 40k universe. If you have any questions about the show, you can email us at FridayNightQuests@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr at partialarc. Thanks for listening, and until next time, play fair and have fun. Realize there was such